ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo esports podcast. This is episode 63 for the week of March 12th, 2019. My name is Josh, aka the Tired One, JK Fire, joined this week by the one and only Will, aka hopefully not as tired as me. I am Mr. Mayhem. Will, how are you on this Monday evening?
Doing well. I am a bit tired. Probably not as tired as you, but I'm trying to cut down on caffeine.
Ooh.
I've had one soda in the last 3 days.
I'm being a terrible influence right now.
You're drinking a Game Fuel right in front of me.
I am, right in front of you.
So,
for the record, you didn't tell me that until literally right this second, so.
No, so here's what happened. They had a little deal on Amazon where you could get a lot of Game Fuel for a good price. And
we're talking about the pack for 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I drank a lot of them.
Uh-oh.
And it did not sit well with my body. And I'm like, this is an issue. I need to stop. So now I'm cutting back.
You had a self-intervention.
Yeah, I did. I really did. I was like, holy shit. No more.
Thanks, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, thanks, Mountain Dew. I love the taste of your products, and it's a good energy drink. But I need to lay off it a bit.
Not a bad idea. I should probably do the same, to be completely honest.
You got a kid at home now. You gotta get your energy from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. Should we talk about what's going to be in this episode, Will?
Yeah, what do we got?
Let's do it up. So, that's right. Will hinted at it. My daughter is actually home now. After a week and a half in the NICU. She is home. She was home on Friday of last week, so we've had a full weekend with her, and she is amazing. She only fusses when she wants to eat, and yes, I know everything is going to change, but that's besides the point. So yeah, just want to quickly hint on that. That's why I'm not very awake. Then, we're going to talk about some games that we've been playing. MCC and Halo 5 get updated. The banhammer gets dropped. The Halo Draft... What?
A lot of controversy with that.
Yeah, quite a lot. The Halo Draft League and American Griffball League of America have some updates for us. Tournaments are recapped. And the main topic of the show. It's the HCS Invitational preview that we got going on.
Finally a tournament, a major tournament to talk about. I'm so excited for it.
But not only that, we have them back to back.
Yeah.
We have the HCS Invitational taking place this weekend, and then Gamers Forgiving the weekend after.
It's good. These big events is what's been lacking over the last couple months,
yes.
I'd say.
All I have to say is thank God for paternity leave, because I get the next 2 weeks off, which means I have uninterrupted Halo action to look forward to.
Except for when you're tending to a crying baby.
Who? I said uninterrupted Halo action, Will.
All right.
I didn't hear anything about a kid in there.
Sounds good.
All right, good. Moving on.
We'll see how that goes.
Will, what do we always start the show off with?
Roster Mania! As always, we start off with some Roster Mania. So let's do this. We have the free agent and partial team list still to go through for you. So let's get into it. We have, starting off, the Gamers Forgiving free agent list. The Bronx Demon. We have Adamant, Gohan, Easy, Hypo, Tusk, Kevin Clutch, Ghoul, Admiral Bunny, Bulkasaur, Too Vicious, Chronology, Most Dope, Hosty Shots, Kyle, and Nolatus EXG. Teams looking for members. First team would be RNC Display, World Famous, and Zypok. Next team is AF Reality Saber. Next team is Slow G Struggler. And last team is Klepto and Revamp. Moving on to DreamHack Dallas free agent list. Got quite a lot here, so let's start. OG Killa, Jay Wheezy, Gohan, Coco the Janitor, Galloping Elk as a coach, Easy, King Abyss, Exile, Ann M. Sterling, Crewman, Assertive, Deadlie, Hypo, Trunks, Tusk, Protein, Slurshot, Poseidon's BR, Cool Ranch Senpai, Joy Slays, Quicksilver, Bulkasaur, Exocide, Venom, Adane, Elvistico, Gunstrafe, Canology, Senshi, Most Dope, Hosty Shots, and Kaiul. And here we go, DreamHack Dallas partial team list. First team, again, RNC Display, World Famous, and Zypok. Second team, Flamehead, The Only Toxic, and Engage. Third team is Dread Takedown, I Always Slay, and Daffy. Fourth team here is It's Tosh and Berserk. Next team, AF Reality and Saber. Next team is Just Eon and Shreds. We then have Hillian CE and Kistroth. I always mess this name up. It's Kistroth. Katrostophe. I can't get it out. It's that's the name. Then we have Drizzy and Uday. We have the Neutralizer, Schooliage, and Pawsey for your DreamHack team list. And that's going to do it for Roster Mania this week.
How do you feel after that one?
You know, that one name. I got through all of it, but one name, and man,
really throws a wrench in there, doesn't it?
It does. Like, everything was so good, going smooth. And then I just won.
So we would normally have at this point another segment, right? That we decided it would be called Another Games Watch, but I'm not going to do the soundbite for that because I'm going to throw a wrench in the show for a second. Okay? Are you ready for this, Will?
What are you doing?
This is 100% unplanned, but I remembered this, and I'm like, why not put it towards Roster Mania, right? Because it technically has to do with the same thing.
Okay.
Therefore, Will, it's time for Gamertag Mania! This is a shout out to Scud Puddle for the suggestion on this one. But Mark Owns Your Face changed his gamertag to Mark CEHCS. So there you go, I included it.
All right.
That's all it was. So therefore, Will, since we're done with that, we're not doing COD Another Games Watch. It's time for Will's Adventures Within the Haloverse and Other Games Too. What'd you play?
Sea of Thieves.
Wow, you don't sound happy about that one at all.
That was it. That's all I played. I'm not happy that that's all I played. I made a lot of progress in the game.
Good.
I just need 2 more levels.
Until you're Pirate Legend?
Well, yeah, so here's the thing. On the 20th is the deadline to reach Pirate Legend. You in-game currency, you have your coins, and then you have another in-game currency, which is called doubloons. And you get this by doing special events. So killing the Megalodons, killing X amount of Krakens, finding these islands, doing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I can now use those doubloons to pay my way to Pirate Legend.
Nice!
So I'm 2 levels short of being able to pay my way to Pirate Legend.
Sure.
So I think that's what I'm going to do because, honestly, for the last 2.5 weeks, it's the only game I've been playing and grinding to get to Pirate Legend.
You love it.
And I'm burnt out on it, is what happened.
Sure.
I was supposed to have a session with Dom yesterday.
Yep.
I didn't play. I was like, dude, I need a break. We played the day before and Friday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Monday and yeah, we've been every day. Like, it's been a grind. And I'm almost there. Like,
You're really close, yeah.
I've done so much. I'm above 40 in each level and like 45s in a couple. But yeah, it's just I'm burning myself out on the game. And the thing that kind of sucks is the whole allure to the game is to sail around and have fun and, rank up. But since they put a deadline on it, you've been grinding. And then once we reach Pirate Legend, it's going to be like, well, what do we do now? We can do Athena's quest, but that's not really what we enjoy. We really actually enjoy doing the skull forts and the random interactions. And you're not going to get that once you're a Pirate Legend because there's really nothing to keep grinding for.
Sure.
So in a way, them putting a deadline on this kind of ruined the game for me, at least. Now, you could just not go not play to the deadline, and you can still get Pirate Legend after it, but you don't get this secret thing they're going to give.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to grind for it because I want that secret thing. Who knows?
Yeah, it's like the 152 in Halo.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit.
Yeah, but now you don't know what that is, right? The Sea of Thieves one, you don't know what that is currently?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's grinding for an unknown object that is going to be exclusive to these people who reach the level by March 20th. So.
Well, considering you only have a couple levels left to go.
Yeah.
I think it's easily doable.
Oh yeah, and I have over a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they buffed the amount of rep you get in merchant quests.
Oh, very
nice.
So
I could just run a few of those, level up my merchants, and buy my way in the rest of them. Yeah, I just don't. So this coming weekend, it's hard to do solo. I'm gonna say that. If you're by yourself trying to do like knock out a skull fort, it's going to take you forever.
I can only imagine.
And then you're probably going to have someone else roll up on you and just dumpster you anyway because you're by yourself. Even the same thing with Gold Hoarders and Order of Souls quests. Hard to do on your own. Merchants are easy.
Just grind that out a little bit more.
Just grind that out. Just keep... It's so boring though because there's not a lot of action in merchant quests. It's sail here, drop this off, pick up this.
Yeah.
Sail here, drop this off, pick up this. And yeah. It gets a little boring doing that by yourself.
I can imagine.
Found out Dom can't play this next weekend, so that's time lost for grinding. So really, I'm only going to have one day this week where I have someone to play with for a few hours. So got to hit it hard.
Hit it real hard.
But yeah, no, that's, like I said, that's the only thing I've played this week because I've been on this grind. I really wish I could be jumping into other games and kind of missing some other games at this point.
Well, you only have a couple levels left, so
once I'm done, I'm going to be like, hey, I did it. Take a break from this game and
all Halo all the time.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll just have to wait and see.
I gotta hop back into Halo 4 and we gotta find time to play.
Yeah, we gotta play through the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Gots to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. What'd you play in your limited time?
I played some Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, like I said, my daughter came home on Friday last week. Therefore, the time leading up to that was spent a good amount of chunk in the NICU when I got off work. So, played a little bit of that. Still doing some shrines and whatnot. I played some Anthem. And, man. Oh, that game's in a fucked up state.
Still buggy?
Oh, yeah. It's still, like, the loot. Okay, so here's a funny little thing for you, okay? So they put out a hotfix, okay, where it changed the loot to where you got more. Then they put out a patch that got rid of that hotfix. So therefore, loot was coming slower, and it wasn't as, it just wasn't as good as loot. Then they released another hotfix, and we don't know if it was intended or not, but it increased the loot again. People were getting a little bit more happy. Then they released a patch that removed it again. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What? And then the other funny thing is, so the Legion of Dawn pre-order bonus is a gun, right? You get like a legendary gun, okay? Mm-hmm. What's funny to me is that there's a bug in the game where I don't know if it's just if you go to the social space or whatnot, but that gun, A, gets unequipped, and B, is no longer in your inventory. Okay? The quote-unquote fix for this at this current time, because the bug hasn't been squashed yet, is that you just have to close and reopen the game. And then it's back in your inventory and it's equipped if you had it equipped before.
Huh.
It's fucking stupid.
I never had that issue.
Oh, I've had it twice or 3 times now. And like the shitty part is that I want to like that game more. I do. I like the flying. I like the gunplay. But now I kind of want to hop into that new Destiny content that came out. Because now you can get your power up to the recommended to start the new content, which is really cool. I've been hearing good things about The Division 2, but I don't want The Division 2. Or at least I don't think I want the Division 2.
It's a grindy looter shooter.
I know, and I already have 2 or 3 other ones that I'm playing. But like, it's so sad because I was really looking forward to Anthem. And then
that kind of fell off.
Yeah, and Destiny was in a rough state as well with the Black Armory stuff. And it's just like, I want a game that I want like a looter shooter or an RPG shooter where I can sink my teeth into a little bit and like do get into maybe once a day or something, just do dailies or whatever, but nothing's grabbed me. This is gonna sound weird, but nothing's grabbed me like D1 did, like Destiny 1 did.
Yeah.
Like that game, you did the same shit all the time, and I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, for some reason, whatever it was with Destiny 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, for me, with all this changing and updating, like, when D1 was in the beginning, a lot of people didn't like it. And they had that big quality of life update.
Yeah, it was when The Taken King came out.
Yeah.
That was the big thing that turned that game around. But we played so much before that. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the thing with Destiny is, like, I was fine with it the way it came out. I went on my little rant in a prior episode, but sure. I'm kind of tired of all these games changing so much just based off of, like, I understand
releasing in shitty states.
Well, that too, but I understand wanting to listen to your community, but changing your game completely based on your community is kind of like, put out a game you're proud of. Don't rush something out and then have to fix it later or change major things later. Because if I'm playing that game at the start and then all of a sudden everything changes, it's like, what's the point of me playing it at the start? And now there's so many updates for every game that it's like, it changes the meta constantly. You have to keep learning. You have to keep playing to learn all these little things. It's like, you can't just enjoy games anymore. You have to invest so much time into them that you learn like every little thing about the game to be good at it. Like, it's a little frustrating to me.
Well, the thing that irritates me the most, Anthem specifically, is that there were articles that came out that realistically, if you look back at it, the type of game that is, right? The looter shooter. Okay, I'm not talking about like the shared world aspects, even though those are kind of fucky too. But like the looter shooter aspects, right? You realistically had 5 to 10 years to look back and learn from other people's mistakes, learn where games have gone, and make those necessary changes to be good out the gate. But like when Destiny 2 came out and it went back to the way Destiny 1 was at release, and it was just like, what? It's the same feeling I have about Anthem on release. It's like, what were you thinking when you came out with this? Like, yes, is this your first time doing something like this? Sure, that's fine. But you have cheat sheets. There are cheat sheets out there. You need to pay attention to those and utilize those and put that into your game. Like, I'm all about being original, but don't be an idiot. And for the record, I'm not calling BioWare and like anybody at BioWare idiots here. It's just, it's mind-boggling to me that you have a game that realistically showed pretty well and has a lot of promise. But then when you start peeling back those layers and you realize how much in a bad state that game is right now, it's just, and who knows, maybe in a year everything will be all fucking sunshine and rainbows. But for the people, I'm not one of them, but I feel for the people who spent $60 or more on this game. Who spent $60 or more on Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 when that wasn't what they were expecting. Like, I feel for them. That sucks. Because you can't get it back. Like, that's the worst part. But I digress. I agree with you. Games releasing in shitty states, like, all this patching and changing and blah, blah, blah. The other game I played was Overwatch. I played one match. I played Mercy. I was great. And that's it.
Okay.
Before we move on quickly, there's a new hero in Overwatch. I like the support role. I like healing and whatnot. That's what I like to do. There's a new character that's releasing in Overwatch that kind of plays towards my more shooty aspect, but also heals as well. I'm excited when he comes out of the public test realm. I'm going to give him a shot. But yeah, That's it. I think it's time that we move on to some news. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I wanted to highlight this at the top of the news segment, okay? The tease is real. This is by Tashi, okay? It was a tweet, and I quote, "Remember the news we were all planning to share at the hashtag HCS Invitational? Well, Christmas came early this year, and the deets will now drop on March 12th on Inside Xbox. But wait, there's more. Even more news will be shared at the HCS Invitational before the grand finals on March 17th. So, will everybody listening remember when we talked about how 343 came out and said, hey, if you watch the HCS Invitational, we're going to have news on MCC. We're going to have a special announcement in regards to MCC. Well, that announcement is now going to be taking place the day this episode releases. So Tuesday, on the web show Inside Xbox. And all of the rumors and speculation, as I bet you're well aware, is people thinking that it's going to be MCC on PC. Will, if it's not, what do you think is going to happen to the internet if it is not MCC on PC?
Oh, God, I don't even want to think about it. People are going to explode.
I think so, too.
They're waiting for MCC on PC. Here's what it's going to be.
Uh-oh.
Reach.
On MCC?
Yeah,
didn't I think it was Justin that said the same thing in
was
Discord.
It?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And I hope it's not just that. But no, I mean, if it's... They would be... So there's been a lot of like supposed leaks and whatnot going on like product pages and stuff.
Yep.
It would be the worst marketing decision of all time, or worst business decision of all time for that company if they don't announce that it's coming to PC. Like, it'd be bad. It'd be really, really bad.
Sure, but even MCC will be on PC eventually.
Yes.
If this isn't the announcement, people shouldn't get upset about it because it's going to be there eventually.
Sure.
They should just see. I think this is the problem I kind of have with the Halo community. If it's not what they think it's going to be or what they want it to be, it's outcry and rage.
The pitchforks are at the ready.
It's their announcement. They're going to tell you what you want, what they want.
Yep.
Not what you want, and
maybe not what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy they're just having an announcement of some sort.
Right.
Communicating what they're doing. MCC will be on PC in the future. I don't doubt that at all. If we have to wait for it, we got to wait for it. If this isn't the announcement now, wait to see what they come out with. It's like everyone's so quick to jump on every little thing. I don't know. There's not a lot of patience in the gaming community.
You know what I think would be cool? Just popped in my head. Like literally right now.
What is it?
So tomorrow, well, the day this episode releases, so Tuesday, on Inside Xbox, you're right. It's Reach. That's announcement A.
Yep.
Announcement B, during that show, not during the HCS Invitational, but during that show, it's also coming to PC. So we heard the fan outcry. We're releasing Halo Reach on MCC today. You can download it right now. Okay? Maybe they have something with ODST where, if you've had it for this amount of time, you get it for free. If not, it's like $10. Because ODST was $5, I think, but like this is $10. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yay, cool, woo. Wait, we're not done. Yes, it's true. MCC coming to PC. Soon. More info on that later. Now, HCS Invitational. End of the week. Right? It's Sunday. It's grand finals. The hype is real. They come out on stage, or they go to the desk or whatever, it doesn't matter. And they say, hey, if you watched Inside Xbox, you know that MCC is going to be coming to PC soon. Well, guess what? We're here to announce the next set of Halo 3 tournaments. They're going to be happening. And they're going to be on PC.
The tournaments will be played on PC.
Yep. Now, again, this just popped in my head, okay?
Yep.
So it hasn't gestated a lot, we'll say. But hear me out. Will Halo esports continue on console? This is a topic for another day. But I will say this. I do. I do think that it'll remain on console moving forward. The Xbox One X is powerful. Like, it's the most powerful console. But in all seriousness, it's basically a mid-range gaming PC. Basically. Okay? Therefore, yes, I think it'll continue on console. I think people are going to be playing with the controller. Moses and other people who think that you need to get good with keyboard and mouse, no, you don't. You just don't. If Snipedown and I can play Apex Legends with a controller on PC, you don't need to get good with keyboard and mouse. Because I honestly don't think the competitive side of Halo is going to be moving to that platform. I just don't. But what better way to try it? Infinite's not out yet.
Sure.
The bigger names in Halo esports are streaming as it is, which means they have a PC capable of it. Like I said, just popped into my head. Will, what are your thoughts?
I mean, if they are using PCs, I think they have to limit to either you need to play with a controller or you need to play with a mouse and keyboard. I think they have to have it one or the other.
No, I agree. I agree.
Another thing to note is with the movement in Halo and its kind of floaty nature with the jumping and the way you move.
Yeah. You talking about the 3?
Yeah.
Like specifically?
Yeah. It might not actually make much difference.
Ooh.
Between moving with a mouse and keyboard. Now, with a mouse and aiming, you can fine-tune your shots a little better. You can snap a little faster. But with the way that 3 shoots, where it's leading its projectile, that might not matter as much when you're playing with mouse and keyboard versus controller.
Is gestating more in my head now.
Okay.
I have more thoughts. So, I told you, it just popped in. I'm like, what the fuck else are they gonna say if they come out on Inside Xbox States coming to PC? Like, what else are they gonna even say at the Invitational? So, they're gonna have a series of events. It'll be played on PCs. Maybe you only use a controller. Okay? Because hear me out. They want to prove. Again, this is all just like happening right now in front of, like, in my mind, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They want to prove how well it can run on PC. They want to prove that they've learned from their mistakes on their other Windows games that they've came out with. And they're trying to prove to the community that you already know Infinite's going to be on PC. And if you don't, spoiler alert, it's going to be. Therefore, hey, we've been working on this for a long time. The next round of official tournaments that we're going to have are going to be played on PC. We want to prove to you that the LAN environment is real. That it's like 1-to-1. Like, you have 2 consoles hooked up to one another. And for the sake of continuity, you'll be playing on a controller anyway. But it's just to prove to the community, it's to prove to everybody that, hey, we're not going to fuck this up. We're just not. Because what's to say, we've had instances, the Windows Store has been a rocky situation, okay? Now, Forza Horizon 4 works great. Sea of Thieves works great, right?
Yeah.
Gears of War 4 works great for the most part, but what Dom was telling me is if you have a newer graphics card, the game might not even launch. Okay?
Interesting.
Now, I haven't tested it, so I can't confirm nor deny, but he did test it, and it has happened. So, there are games that work out flawlessly, but there are also games that don't. And the last thing we need right now in this community, as fragmented and broken as it is, and we're trying to put the pieces back together, the last thing we need is for MCC to come out on PC and not work like it did when it came out in the Xbox One at launch. Because that was a disaster. And you saw Summit tweet out, right? Someone tweeted out, hey, rumor has it that MCC's coming to PC. Who's playing with me or whatever? And Summit replied with like a GIF saying me.
Yeah.
So like people are interested. High profile content creators are interested in this. And I'm not saying that it relies on them, but you know what you have, you know what you need to do. Now let's just hope they execute on it. And I think that'd be a really bold statement to say, hey, we're playing this on PC because we're proving to the community that we've learned. We want to provide the best thing we possibly can for you. And we're semi-proving to you that Infinite's going to work just as well. That's what I got.
All right.
Mic drop.
That makes sense. Makes sense. For some reason, I just don't see them moving to PC.
Oh, for all I know, it probably won't happen.
It's because it's been an Xbox exclusive.
It's a console esport.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
it's like it'd be like if COD just moved to PC.
Oh, that'd be nuts. Holy shit. But do they play with a controller or not?
There's people who do, yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
We'll have to wait and see.
I don't think the announcement's going to be.
Yeah, what do you honestly think it's going to be?
So they essentially have two big announcements that we know about. One at Inside Xbox,
yes.
One at South by Southwest.
Yes, correct. Yep.
So let's just say one of them is MCC on PC.
What's the second?
We don't really know. I'm guessing it's going to be the next set of tournaments.
Okay, because my question to you would be, which one is the MCC on PC announcement?
Yeah, I think that would have to be Inside Xbox.
Okay, because then if we go to South by Southwest, it has to be competitive related, right?
You would think that's what you would think.
Right. So, yeah, if they do the MCC on PC reveal on Inside Xbox, I have to agree with you. Like, they have to announce. Because what else would it be? I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, what else would they announce? Infinite's gonna be at E3. We knew that.
Did I tell you my hot take on that?
Uh-oh, what do you got?
Well, it's not even a hot take. It's like not in a bad way. I mean, like it's just yeah. Did I tell you that my honest thought is that so E3 happens before Outpost Discovery, right?
Yes. I believe we talked about this.
Yes. Have we talked about it on the show?
I don't know.
I'm going to quickly say it. So what I honest to God think is going to happen is, and you know what? Fuck it. Quote me on it. I don't care. So E3 happens before the Halo Outpost Discovery dates. Okay. Therefore, we already know Infinite will be at E3. It's basically all but confirmed at this point, right? Therefore, and I still believe that game comes out in 2020. That game will come out next year. So, with that in mind, they said that there will be gameplay kiosks, not of Infinite, but like they said there will be gameplay kiosks at the Outpost Discovery events. My honest to God thought is that there will be we'll say a demo of some kind that is playable of Infinite at Halo Outpost Discovery. I honest to God think it'll happen. Because why not? What do you have to lose? It'll just generate even more hype. I swear to God, I think that's going to happen.
You think they have something for us to play in 4 months, though?
Yes. They've been working on it for years. Yes. 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 And the other thing is, like I said, I kind of put like demo in air quotes, right? Because what's to say it's not a very early type of multiplayer?
Like, I feel like it would be an alpha at that point.
Sure. But something. Mark my words. There will be something playable of Infinite at Halo Outpost Discovery.
I think there'll be a trailer.
Fuck. I hope not. Just on loop.
Yeah.
The event.
Or maybe a gameplay not something you can play yourself, but something you can watch
Okay.
of them going through it. And I hope there's not like the cheesy commentary that was in those other games.
They don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do that. Yeah.
All right.
We've talked about it for quite some time. Shall we move on?
Yeah, there's so...
But no, there's a reason why I put that at the very beginning of the news segment, because that's big. Like this could be really, really big for the competitive Halo community, right?
Yeah, it could.
So, again, I mean, for lack of a better phrase, our catchphrase, we'll have to wait and see, because this could be huge, and we just don't know yet. Next news story. Happy belated birthday to the man himself, Master Chief. That was on March 7th. Next news story. Halo TV series begins filming soon. This is by Discussing Film. It's a tweet, and I quote, Halo is set to begin filming on June 17th in Budapest. Of all places. Good stuff. Next up. Halo Lone Wolf issue number 3 is out now. This is a tweet from Halo, and I quote, with Covenant forces closing in on their location, Linda-058 must convince human settlers to rally behind a single essential cause, protecting an AI that contains the bulk of human history. Issue number 3 of Halo Lone Wolf is now available on store shelves. Next up, the Halo Outpost Discovery community panel submissions are open. This is a tweet from Halo, and I quote, being a part of Halo Outpost isn't just about immersing yourself in your favorite universe, it's also about sharing your own unbridled passion for it. Have an idea for a community-run panel you'd like to add to the experience? Submissions are now open. So, spoiler alert, my plan, and I already told you, Will, my plan is to submit a panel idea to get other Halo podcasts together to do like a Halo podcast panel at the Chicago event.
I believe Duststorm is also trying to organize that. So we should get in contact with him.
He's not going to be at the Chicago event though, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think he's trying to do it at a different one. And I talked to, I think it was Gabe from Drunken Halo, and he said he was in for Chicago. So yeah, that's my I have a kid now, but that's my thought, is that I think it'd be really cool if we could get other Halo podcast minds together and do like a Halo podcast panel. So people know that there's tons of us out there and we all cover a bunch of different things. And there's a lot of stuff than just lore. There's a lot of stuff than just esports, you know, there's so much to Halo. So why not? Next up, some pinpoints from the Halo community update. This is by Unishek. Just social playlists. These are some dates for you if you're interested in some Halo 5 goodness. And I quote, I'm sure there are plenty of you out there that like to plan out your Halo time a full month in advance. To help you optimize your Halo playtime with your favorite modes in Halo 5, we've locked in our social playlist plan for the rest of the month. Take a look and prep your next few weeks accordingly. March 7th, Core Play rotates in for Halo 3 Classic Throwback. March 14th, Forerunner Slayer rotates in for Triple Team. March 14th, Warzone Assault goes live for the weekend. March 21st, Castle Wars rotates in for Core Play. March 28th, Rock and Rail rotates in for Forerunner Slayer. And March 28th, Warzone Turbo goes live for the weekend. And there's a new book that got announced called Halo Oblivion. Check that out along with everything else in that link. Next up, Halo 5, the spring 2019 season is live. And there's a couple news articles tied to this. First is a free-for-all refresh. This is brought to you by, and I probably already mispronounced it, Will, how do you say the name?
Unishek.
Thank you.
I might be saying it wrong and you might be saying it right. That's just how I heard it pronounced once. So.
You know what? We're giving it to you.
All right.
That's what it is. And I quote, with the launch of the spring 2019 season, we've added new maps to free-for-all for the lone wolves out there. In the playlist, you'll be able to find updated versions of Echelon, Furnace, and Seclusion from Community Slayer and White Cell from Team Slayer. After playtesting internally, we believe that these 4 maps will be an excellent addition to the free-for-all experience. So you have Echelon by Squally to Beans, Furnace by Who's Blaze and Redshift, Seclusion by Given to Fly 93, and White Cell by Kron Meister. If you have any feedback of the updated versions of these maps and how they play in free-for-all, please leave your input in this thread. Enjoy! And then there's a doubles refresh by Will.
Unishek.
Thank you. And I quote, as part of the spring 2019 season, we wanted to improve the experience in the doubles playlist. We started by updating the existing maps as well as tweaking community-made Forge maps to change how they played in a doubles setting. We'd like to give a shout out to Sephiroth, who kick-started many of the map-specific changes and concepts, ran them by our Halo 5 Sustain team, and collaborated with us throughout all stages of the updates. After much playtesting and iteration, here's a list of the important changes to the maps and doubles. So there are changes to Coliseum, Eden, Molten, Plaza, and the Rig, so check all of those out. And then in addition to updating these 5 developer maps, we also wanted to incorporate Forge maps that played extremely well during both runs of the Community Doubles playlist. Check all of that out in the link in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show. Next up, MCC Update. This is posted on March 6th by Sketch. And I quote, "Howdy, MCC players. This week, the team has a modest update on tap that touches the game's main menu screen and delivers a few requested adjustments for social games and competitive games. Following all the feedback gathered from the community regarding social and competitive playlist offerings, this update focuses on matchmaking. Focusing on the social playlist, we are bringing Halo Combat Evolved Action Sack, adding a few maps for Halo 2 Classic Team Snipers, and some cleanup for Halo 2 Anniversary across a few modes. On the competitive side, we are retiring both the H2A and H2C team arenas while bringing both H2 Classic and H2 Anniversary Team Hardcore online. Outside of matchmaking, the main menu is returning to what it was prior to October's flood-themed menu. Continue reading for a full breakdown of each change. Menu reset. The end of February also draws a close on the Black History Month celebration, and, as a result, we are retiring the Warthog Winter background, pressing reset as we move forward into March. The past few months have been fun, from changing up the look and feel of the menus, adding community maps, and introducing some much-asked-for features. We've had fun working with the community to bring new life to the loading screens, and we're looking forward to the next update. March 6 matchmaking updates. Today's update to matchmaking focuses on social games. There are several game types being added to Action Stack for Halo CE, including Team Muskets, a Team Slayer variant consisting of no shields and shotguns. Team Rain, an oddball variant where a player on each team is it and must be protected at all costs. And Rocket Ball. Who doesn't love blowing up a friend? Yes, this is what it sounds like. Oddball with rockets. And then as a result of community feedback, we've also updated the following for social games. You have a bunch of 4v4 HCE Action Sack changes. Actually, you just have a lot of Action Sack changes. Check them out. Next up, we've also made some changes to our competitive game offering. We are retiring Halo 2 Classic Team Arena in favor of Halo 2 Classic Team Hardcore to focus our ranked playlist on the most hardcore settings, while the arena experience can be found in social games. If you think you have what it takes, hop in and try your shot at the professional gaming settings that were used during the era of Halo 2 Classic. Boot up your playlist of choice to try out these changes and have some fun, as always. Thank you for playing, and we'll see you online. Time for some competitive news. McWin. Okay, you know what? This is a news story, but the fact that this has been teased for so long. Remember when we talked about how McWin was moving to Seattle?
Oh, yeah.
That was weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, why would McWin suddenly up and move to Seattle, I wonder? Oh, because he's on the 343 Pro team for Infinite. Congratulations, McWin, in all seriousness. Can't say we didn't see it coming. Next up. Oh, wait, let's read the tweet. This is a tweet from McWin, and I quote, "I'm extremely excited and grateful to announce that I've joined 343 Industries on the Pro team at Halo. I'm extremely honored to be a part of the game that shaped my life, and now I'll be helping shape it for all of you." Next up, competitive changes are still being worked on. This is a tweet by Tashi, and I quote, "Quick update on settings testing. Still gathering data and feedback, so settings will not be changed for the HCS Invitational. We'll wait until after the Invitational and Gamers for Giving before opening discussions again. Thanks to everyone for playing and sharing your thoughts." Next up, the Halo Wars Tournament Central Spring 2v2 Open $100 prize tournament has been announced. Check out the challenge bracket link in the show notes of the Google Doc of the show. Next up, Halo Draft League Season 2 has been announced. This is a post by Halo Draft League, and I quote, we have a lot here. "You've all waited, and it's finally here. The dates for the 2019 spring season. First off, I want to thank everyone who played, watched, or participated in any way during our inaugural season. We wouldn't be here without you all. Now, Here's what Season 2 is going to consist of. Free-for-alls. Now on to the fun stuff. For starters, there will be not one, but 2 free-for-alls that you can compete in. This is to allow players who can't make one to attend the other. However, if you were able to make both, please feel free to compete on both days. These will take place on March 15th and March 16th. The free-for-all on Friday will begin at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The free-for-all on Saturday will begin at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Leagues. There will be 2 leagues this season. We have an upper league, Champion League, and a lower league, Challenger League. These 2 leagues will compete independently of each other to allow players to play with others who are around their skill level. The Champion League will have a total of 16 teams, which will be split up into 2 8-team divisions. The Challenger League will just have 1 division of 10 teams. The Draft. The draft for the Champion League and Challenger League will be on March 22nd and 23rd, respectively. These dates are flexible by 1 day, give or take, to make sure all captains can attend the draft. There is something we know will be difficult to schedule, so please bear with us as we do our best to lock down a time and date with our 2019 spring season captains. Season kickoff. Week 1 of the 2019 spring season will officially kick off on March 30th, and the regular season will have a total of 22 matches per team, with 2 being played each week, so a total of 11 weeks, 2 months, 3 weeks. Each team in the Champions League will play every team in their division twice, and each team out of their division once. This will create the fairest playoff picture possible. All-Star Week! Hey, that's pretty cool. This will take place the week following the regular season to create a small break between regular season play and the playoffs. Throughout the season, we'll watch players from all over compete to be the best. Here, we will get to watch the best of the best take each other on in a best-of-7 match. Voting will open during the regular season, and everyone will be allowed to place a vote for their favorite players from each division to compete in this match. The Challenger League will also have an all-star game during this week. The only difference is there isn't 2 divisions to take the teams from, so instead, voters will also pick captains who will create their team from other all-stars for this match. Similar to an 8s game. Playoffs will take place on June 29th, June 30th, July 6th, and July 7th. Now for the Champion League. As you know, the Champion League is split into 2 divisions. After the dust is settled from regular season play, there will be 8 teams remaining, who will all be competing for the crown in a double elimination tournament. The first 10 matches of this tournament will take place on June 30th, which is a Sunday, and the following weekend will host the final 4 to 5 matches on July 7th, which is a Sunday. And the Challengers League. Being that there is only 1 division for Challengers League, the top 4 teams from regular season will advance to the playoffs. However, there will be 6 teams competing in the double elimination Challenger playoffs. The other 2 teams will be at the bottom team from each division in the Champion League. This will allow these premier Challenger teams the chance to prove that they can compete at the next level. Being as there are 6 teams in these playoffs, 2 will be getting first round byes, and those will be awarded the top 2 teams from the Challenger League. The first 6 matches of Challenger playoffs will be played on June 29th, which is a Saturday, and the final matches will be played the following weekend on July 6th, which is a Saturday. And this is a tweet, and I quote, "We are looking for divisional managers and divisional administrators for Season 2. If you're interested in applying, please visit the form that they include in the tweet to learn more and submit your application." Will, looks like they have it all like pinpointed down.
Yeah, the only thing I can see throwing a wrench in their plan is their playoffs are the weekend before and after the 4th of July, where a lot of people travel, a lot of people go out of town.
It's very true.
So hopefully those dates work out for them, and hopefully they can get it all sorted out.
I think that's why they did it the week before and the week after, and not the week of.
Well, it is the week of. So July 4th is like taking place in the middle of the week.
Okay.
So it's the Saturday and Sunday before, and then the Saturday, Sunday after.
Hopefully they are able to make it then.
So that's that's a little rough. But it's great to see them have this fully organized and planned out before the season starts. Yeah.
I love the addition of the All-Star games for both leagues. I think that's incredible. I think the addition of the Challenger League is great. This is such a great progression from their first season, right? The first season they did a great job. Like let's not get things twisted here. They had broadcasters. It was great. They they streamed basically all the matches that they could. And the production quality was great with the graphics and whatnot on the streams. Their Discord is being constantly used all the time. And like they had some great matchups. And the premise of the league itself, right? A draft league, great idea. Bring some other sportsy type stuff in there, right? It's really cool. And then they said they wanted to do season 2 bigger and better, right? Having that all-star game for each one, having the Challenger League, having it so the bottom 2 teams in the Premier League have it compete in the playoffs of the Challengers League, like that's absolutely great, and I can only see them going up from here. This is awesome to see, absolutely awesome to see. All right. Speaking about leagues, we have the American Griffball League of America. A little bit of news for you. The Griffball Weekly on March 10th, 2019, Makeup Week and Playoffs. This is a post by Rage, and I quote, "Hello, everyone. Weekly updates will be making a return to the AGLA for the first time since we moved to playgriffball.com. And we've got some important info to go through today, so here we go. Makeup Week. The regular season is almost complete. The 6 weeks of scheduled games have come to a close, and with 176 games scheduled, Makeup Week was already going to be a necessity. There are 26 games left on the schedule that need to be played, and teams will have until Sunday, March 17th to get them played. Games that do not get played by this date will be subject to double forfeits. Forfeit wins may be handed out if teams have become unresponsive. While on the subject of forfeits, Stat Patters United and Necrobonk are confirmed forfeit factories and have been given forfeit losses for the remaining games." Well, that answers that question. Because, oh man, they had a lot of forfeit games over the past few weeks. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Wildcard standings. As a reminder on how the playoff seeding will work, 8 of the 16 teams will advance into playoffs, and the top 2 seeds are granted to the winners of each of the 2 conferences. As of today, Straight Griffin, who are 19-0, and Rooster Bucks to Blow, which are 17-2, have locked in their top 2 seeds, with Straight Griffin holding the top spot. The 6 remaining seeds will be based on the following tiebreakers: win percentage, head-to-head wins, head-to-head goals per game, and overall goals per game. There are currently 8 teams left that can fill the remaining seeds, with TBD, Team Ninja, Paradox Warriors, Necrobonk, Pork Chop Sandwiches, and Stat Patters United being eliminated from playoff contention. The wildcard standings are as follows. Only 6 of these teams will advance. We Respect Hose with a Z is 15-4. Shadow Realm is 13-5. Never Let Go is 13-6. Our Lady Tuna is 13-8. Way to Fail 12-7. SML08 All-Stars and Kazink 11-10. Lumbridge White Knights 8-8. Collateral Damage 7-9. Standings and remaining games can be found at the link in the article. Then some statistical leaders. Despite the lack of automatic stat tracking like we had in Halo 5, the administration has been tracking stats manually, and every reported game has had their stats recorded. And here's a quick shout out to some of the current stat leaders. Most goals. The Corn Ninja from We Respect Hose with a Z, 55 goals. iRobot 9000 from Straight Griffin, 53 goals, and Razor from Our Lady Tuna, 40 goals. Highest kill death ratio, Rage More Nerd on Shadow Realm with a 1.48. I'm Shad from Our Lady Tuna, 1.45, and Digital Pain from Way to Fail with a 1.31. And most carrier kills. El Diablo, SML08 All-Stars and Kazink, 89 carrier kills. Silva from Rooster Bucks to Blow with 71, and Digital Pain from Way to Fail with 54. You can see statistics ordered by team as well as a variety of per game and permanent leaderboards at the link in the article. All right, Will, are you ready for this shitstorm? So, here's some other news for you. We hinted at this earlier. So, a ban hammer was dropped, okay? And not only that, but a ban hammer was dropped on an HCS grassroots individual, Vetoed, okay? We love Vetoed. We've been in his stream. He's great. So it came as like a what the fuck moment to me when I saw his tweet that went out. Here is that from Vetoed, and I quote, "I have been given a 2-week console ban on Halo 5 for quote-unquote intentionally choosing to ruin the fun of the game for others, which I've been told is because I smurfed. Yes, I wake up in the morning wanting to ruin fun for others. It's what I do. That was a joke. For real, here's what's happened. Halo 5 is an exploit where, in social, if people dodge or quit before the match starts, the match won't start until it backfills the spot that just opened up. Since the population is a little tired after around 40 months and social matchmaking is super strict, it ends up timing out and people have to restart. A lot of the time, it's over and over again. So last night, as I was warming up in social after not touching the game for a week, someone kept dodging me. Might just have been bad maps, might just have been the recognizable emblem. So I got tired and hopped on an alt account to hopefully not match that person further. It sounds excessive, but I've had streams where people would just stream snipe me over and over just to quit out and stall the amount of games I was getting, so I knew better than to just wait it out over 30 minutes. In the end, it worked out and all was well. I got about 3 games in, then hopped back on the main account to stream, where I grinded ranked until I got DDoSed. Unrelated. This morning, I woke up to a DM pointing out that I got banned. It all feels a little exaggerated considering I do not care to beat up noobs. It bores me to death. I have a competitive nature and I'd much rather go up against decent people. I just wanted to play it all to warm up, and I was saving rank placements for stream content. Keep in mind, at no point I got on with the intent to smurf. I got on my main account. Tried social for a little bit and struggled to get a game, so I swapped because I can't afford to wait 20 minutes for 5 minutes of actual gaming. In essence, I got punished because I'm better and the game isn't able to provide a decent match pool for me in social matchmaking. When I use match pool, I mean the total amount of people I can match. It's just the same few people and it's very easy to run into grievers because of that. And I do like social because it's fun and fresh, and it's some of the few content that gets updated at a frequent rate at this stage of the game. I trust I don't need to explain this need for freshness when I'm grinding a game that's on its 4th year of being out now, and I've been at it just about full time since it came out. How this was handled is a little frustrating, but understandable. I realize there are some people on a mission to exploit smurfing and who indeed farm noobs or clips all day, to the point where some quit and never come back. It hurts the population. I understand the need for a drastic measure, and I agree with it to an extent, as much as I think it was a little overkill here, pun not intended. So rather than getting upset about this, I've compiled a little feedback for 343 to use. 1. There needs to be map and game type vetoes in matchmaking. People need to be able to avoid bad maps without having to dodge at the loading screen. 1.5. Dodging when the game is locked in should count as normal quitting. Using experience like Halo 3 did so people get punished for dodging without needing for bans would also be great. 2. Social matchmaking is far too strict. Half of the modes are not even worth attempting to search in with high MMR because the searches time out so often. And 3. The glitch where the matchmaker isn't able to backfill and start with after someone dodges while the map is loading has to go. I've reported this before and was told it can't be fixed because of how the current Xbox Live infrastructure is. So potential solutions I came up with are either to let the game start with an uneven amount of people, it's social, who cares, then use join in progress to fill the game back up, or remove the skill-based matchmaking restrictions when someone dodges and the maps start loading. Fill it up with literally anyone. I don't expect half these things to get addressed in Halo 5 at its stage since the development team has, for the most part, moved on in preparation for Infinite, but I hope it can serve as feedback to avoid these mistakes in the future. I do not want to smurf, and I hope I never have to again. I just want to be able to experience the fresh content too, and as it is, I can't. Thanks for reading. Vetoed. P.S. I want to reiterate that this is for the greater good, and the game needs this in order to avoid much worse issues, but I think we can do better than this moving forward. So, he tweets that out, right? That thing is over 500 likes. It blew up. Like, relative to the Halo community, right? It blew up. And people are like, I can't believe you did this to an HCS grassroots person. Like, what are you thinking? This is so stupid. He's the one that gets you guys, people to play the game, blah, blah, blah. And then you see the polar opposite of the spectrum where it's like, no, you smurfed, get fucked. Right? And after we talked about it, we're basically in that middle ground where, like you said, the rules clearly state, don't do this. He did this. He gets punished. So special treatment. Okay? And what I was saying, the rules are flawed. Like, when you have a population that doesn't exist, Like, I get it. Yes, people still play the game. But when you are at that pinnacle of a skill level, right? Where the game tries to find you people of that skill level, and then it can't. Who's to blame for that?
Right. No. And that's so not everyone who's listening, we had a long conversation in Discord
Yes.
about this. So after Vito's banned, everyone's like, yeah, kind of on that, oh my God, why would they ban that? It's like I said, yes, he broke the rules. These are the rules in place. And yeah, I don't think it should be 2 weeks. That should be they should kind of do it on a case by case basis. You know, if someone of Vito, he is in a place where he does have to be looked at a little differently. I don't think it should have been the full 2-week ban, but it's the system that's broken. Like you said, the rule set. It's not a true social matchmaking system.
It's not.
If you're using MMR to match with other people, I can understand why that would be a more fun experience when the game is populated. But at this stage, they do, I believe you're right, they do need to remove that. I think they should just make it truly social. Just straight up. You get who you get based on your server location.
So I think that should be implemented now. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie to you, when I am a die-hard lover of just pure social slayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love not having to worry about rank. I love being able to just hop in with some buds and just have a good time, or hop in solo and not worry about it, right?
Yeah, you can mess around a bit. It doesn't have to be so sweaty.
Right. But the problem I have with that is when you come up against a squad of 4
that is trying to be sweaty.
Yes. And when that happens, it doesn't happen too often, but when it does happen, it really takes you out of the experience real quick.
Yep.
And, but it's just social, who cares? It's like, at that point, I would like something that would give me something around my skill level, right? But if it can't find people, yes, fill the fucker in. Just put people in there. Find me a game. So, it's, yeah.
So they just, at this point, need to expand those search parameters.
Or just get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want...
I mean,
are there like people in that bronze range that are still playing the game?
Could be.
So like you wouldn't want to champ with a bronze.
But I mean, we're at the point now where not like...
You need someone.
Yeah, you need people. And you can keep the core play and whatnot, you can keep that down to, I think it's a 2-party max. Like, I don't think you can go in with teams of 4. I don't think you can. So if they keep that, cool. Keep that. Because then for the most part, you're never going to be ran up on with a squad, But make the searching limitations gone. Like, get rid of them so it just fills in the fucking game. It's not difficult. I mean, okay, in principle, it's not difficult. In execution, I bet it's a headache.
Sure.
So, yeah. So, an update to this story here that we got. So, it's Mankey, right? Josh Mankey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he looked into this for Vetoed, put out a series of tweets, cleared the air a little bit. So here we go. This, and I quote this from Josh. This is some tweets. Hi, Vetoed. We reviewed the ban and found it was primarily for a series of 10 matches in Slayer and Team Arena that combined for only 2 kills, followed by a continued series of performances well beyond that. The system assumes that players who throw so many matches are doing it with the intent to play against easier players. The matchmaking in this case is also worse than a new account, since the thrown account will end up in this other extreme. Like you said in your message and later tweets, we ban this way to strongly discourage throwing matches, which ruins those thrown matches, as well as the subsequent ruining of the matches for very low-skilled players afterwards, both of which we've seen results in an increase in quit rates for players in those matches, and can also spread a negative sentiment through the network of players who are affected afterwards. As to your suggestions, a few of them are actually already in flight. We 100% agree on actioning against dodging and like the idea of it causing a potential ban, as well as the loss of XP and or rank. That's definitely on the list of improvements. Even sooner, we have plans to improve matchmaking for all skill levels, so when there are population issues, they're auto-detected and the matchmaking adapts to prevent long waits. The dodge fixes are not likely to make it into Halo 5, though it's possible. The matchmaking improvements should. For the vetoing issue, current priority is being given to both the dodge issue and to fixing an issue that allows players to sometimes still play in the same game types for more than once in a row. The thought is that removes a large amount of the reasons for needing a veto. The fix for playing the same game types probably won't make it for Halo 5 though, to be honest. As always, thanks for your candid discussion on these matters. Your feedback is always valuable. So, I mean, at least he responded to them all. That's good. That's
know
good
exactly why he got banned.
Yep. So hopefully that eases the tension a little bit, and we'll see if that ban ever gets lifted or if he has to serve out the full 2 weeks.
He's playing Destiny right now.
He's doing really well, too.
Yep. Got a...
Saw a chaperone clip?
Yep. Wiped the squad.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's sick. He's God tier, man. All right, well, that does it for the news, man. So let's get into some tournament recaps. Take it away.
All right, let's start off with the HWCL tournament 4 results. Here we go. First went to Almirante, 99. Second, Rock Generation. Third and fourth was EOD Spartan Seb and Liam White. Fifth through eighth, we have Chaos, Agonize, Storm 78, Loon Smile, and Mar 007BR. Bracket will be included. Next, we had the UGC Sanctuary Cup Week 2 results. Here we go. Tournament did not happen due to lack of teams signing up, but there weren't any rules stating the minimum amount of teams. UGC Eric says, I can't run a tournament for 2 teams, guys. We will add the prize money to next week's tournament. Sorry, y'all. New tournament will be up on Monday. Conversation as follows.
Yes.
After that. Zilji says, there's no rules that states there has to be a minimum amount of teams. And how are you going to try and cancel? It's 40 minutes after it already started. We were on game 2 of our series already. UGC Eric says, you are more welcome to play it out, but we can't give $100 away for 2 teams. And I actually typed it at noon. I didn't hit send, so it sat there. Apologize for that. I can award points to the teams that showed up and participated. Zilji says, you need to clarify that in the rules before games then. Can't do that after the time has already come and gone. Kind of fucked, actually. It's the principle of the fact. UGC Eric says, I understand that. I apologize for any inconveniences. I'll still award the points. Next week's the prize will be $200. Hopefully we can get 8 teams. Zilji says, so you need to put in the rules that there is a minimum amount of teams needed. Waste of time. You should take that $100 loss based on principle and not having distinct rules set. You wasted all our time because you typed it at noon and didn't hit send. Sick.
Holy shit.
Blitzkrieg says it's $25. You aren't going to lose sleep over it. Driven says, I don't think he's talking about money. LOL, he said himself the principle. Overlord commented, I mean, they can still play for points and the winner of this week with no prize payout. Blitzkrieg, yep, just play for points. Hopefully the increased money for next week will draw more teams, but you can't expect them to give money away for a 2-team event. Driven then replies, I honestly can't expect anything if the rule wasn't stated before the series started. LOL, we wouldn't have played then. Blitzkrieg says, it's free tourney, man. They don't have to be doing any of this for the community. Not like you paid to get in. Sorry you wasted an hour of your time. Driven says, not our fault though. So, it sounds like a team just wanting to get paid some easy money, to be honest.
But what's something that we've always talked about? You have to have the rules
in
written
place.
There.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, this is tough because it is the principle of it all. Like, UGC fucked up in this scenario. They didn't say that it needed to be a minimum amount of teams. 2 teams signed up. Were already in their matches playing. And they get seeding points that realistically don't mean shit. Okay?
Means they can go farther next week, possibly.
I mean, sure. But either way, it's 2 teams, that sucks. But, and yeah, the person's right. They didn't have to do this for the community. They chose to do it, right? But if you don't have the rules written out, then you can't be mad at other people. And I'm not saying UGC was mad. He handled it very well. But just kind of a fucked up situation. So hopefully more teams sign up for next week. There's a little bit bigger of a prize pool. And yeah, you guys wanted Halo 2 Classic, you fucking got it. Go play it. Don't sit here and bitch you want a classic Halo when you're not even going to fucking play it. There's Ranty Josh for you.
Yeah. I do see both sides of this. If you're an organizer putting on an event, two teams wouldn't really make for a great event.
Mm-mm.
And it's hard to want to award a team just for showing up. I mean, one series.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, like you said, rules weren't stated prior. There was nothing written in stone, so to speak, and that's what causes these little, I guess, fallouts. What do you want? These arguments. Write the shit down. Get it out there. There you go.
Love it.
Moving on, UGC Double Down Week 3 results did have teams compete. XBC champs, H1 Doughboy, and Pac-Man taking home first and $100. Second went to Practice Noob, which was King, Nick, and Loot. Third, fourth was Seawell Fellas, which included Notorious and Naps, and Team Broadside and Courage and True Elite. 5th through 7, we had Zach and Paul.
It was Zach and Paul. Like, that's...
Yeah.
There you go.
Team Barefoot included Opaque Cap and BX Soldier. And then Campaign Warriors was Poseidon's BR and Sheezy. Bracket will be included in the show notes. Josh.
Yeah.
Take it from here.
You want me to take that? Okay, I'll take this one. So, not to be outdone, we have some more controversy. The UGC Winter Series Finals results. So, we can't talk about the results yet without talking about this. So, Snipetown put out a tweet, and this was hilarious. And I quote, "Wait, at UGC events, am I reading this right? The online tournament tomorrow is for points, and the actual money tournament is next weekend when everyone is at South by Southwest? Serious question." UGC Nin replied with, this was in Discord after the fact. After discussing with the team a bit, we've decided that tomorrow will be the $1,000 final. With multiple live events coming up, we know that teams will hit exhaustion and want a break. We also put these events together to be filler content for the Halo community leading up to live events and for the love of Halo personally. So with that being said, tomorrow will be the $1,000 finals. The link to registration is above this post. There will be a tweet going out as well. Good luck to everyone competing across all the amazing Halo events coming up. So that was it. I saw that and I didn't even put it together until I saw his tweet and he had the picture there like showing the event dates. And I'm like, wait, I thought it was 5 weeks. And the 5th week was the grand final. But apparently not. I'm like, what? I'm like, why would you have it the same day as South by Southwest where like your top teams are competing there? And then they changed it. So good on you, UGC. You fixed it. But yeah, I thought it was funny. Will, do you want to read the results of the tournament?
Yeah, so I'm going to start from the bottom up.
Ooh, the bottom up.
Because it's kind of surprising at what we got here.
I like it. Go. I agree. Go for it. It's all you.
So 13th through 16th. 16th, I guess we'll just say because they're listed this way.
Go for it.
Status Quo. Included Neighbor, Assault, Ace, and Flamesword.
16th.
Shown in 15th, we have Nostalgia, Lack, Metal Gyarados, Hyphy, and Nostalgic Sniper. And 14th, we have You Gotta Jump Off With That Man.
There it is.
Blitzkrieg, Sheezy, Gunfire, and Frostbite. And then 13th, we had Pew Pew Pew.
There it is. Yes.
Lecleary, Joey Clutch, Spenny, and Wolfie Wolf. So, one, what happened status quo?
Yeah, I don't. And they're one of the 6 that were invited to
South by Southwest.
Exactly.
They're top 6 usually, or what we saw from the previous event. Kind of a letdown there.
Now, at the same time, yes, this is a very letdown performance, right? Where has this team been for the past weeks of this tournament?
Yeah, I guess we don't really know.
They only showed up for the grand final at the chance of a grand.
Yep.
No practice.
Sure.
That's what I'm imagining happened here. Continue.
In 12th place, we have Last Life GG, which is crazy. UI Fire, Aurora, and Combonified. In 11th, we have Infinite, Hypo, Corruption, Glocksmith, and Chaos. In 10th, we have Relapse, which was Piles, Thuggish Killa, Furnace, and Zuwu. And in 9th, we have Lobos, which was Pixelized, Finity, Goldstar BR, and DNG Rux. All right. Moving on, 7th through 8th. In 8th, we have Legendary, Klepto, Evader, Stormy, and Scarvane. And in 7th, Team Reciprocity, Snipe Down Roy, Pistola, and Lunchbox.
7th place.
7th.
Better than 16th.
That's true. Let's move on in 5th and 6th. So 6th, we have Rebuffed Straws, CC King, Shinobi, Zypok, and RCN Display. And in 5th, we have Tox, Snakebite, APG, Lethal, and Royal 2.
5th place.
5th.
5th place.
In 4th, we have Mazer Gaming, Snaky, Haulers, Flames, and Fluximus.
From the EU.
From the EU.
4th place.
In 3rd place, we had Lux Gaming, Boo Boo Doo, Gilky, Cloud, and Demon D. In 2nd place, I should say Lux took home $200. In 2nd place, Waste of a Seed, taking home $300, was Omega is Better, Wanward, Rain 1G, and Filthy G. Waste of a Seed placing above Lux, Mazer, Tox, Reciprocity, and Status Quo.
They've actually been doing well in all of the weeks of this.
They have been.
Yep.
We didn't have these top tier teams competing every week.
Correct.
So it's great to see that they were able to hold themselves.
Correct. And continue competing.
Yes.
That's the big thing for me is consistency. You see what happens when teams don't practice. Status quo, where are you at?
In 1st place, we had Denial Esports, taking home $500. Our last tournament winners. Or not winners, 2nd place.
Correct, 2nd place. 2nd place.
Straight Sick, Aries, Shayla, and Commonly. They were winners in my heart because no one expected them to do what they did.
Well, not only that, but they've continued to practice.
That we've seen.
Right. But you see what happens when teams continue to play the game that they're competing in? They win. So big ups to Denial and Waste of a Seed there. And actually, fuck it. Lux and Mazer, you guys did great as well. So it's
weird for me to see names like Snakebite, APG, Lethal, Royal 2 placing 5th. And then Reciprocity in a 7th or 8th spot based on they've competed at such a high level for so long. And I just with South by Southwest coming up is like, this is great practice. One, you should have been practicing up for this event and South by Southwest. This should have showed that, hey, you guys are the elite, the reason you're going to South by Southwest. And that,
you know what?
It frustrates me a little to honestly see.
I'm even more frustrated because you're competing for a lion's share of $100,000. $100,000.
Yeah.
And one of those teams, I'm actually really pissed off now that I think about it. One of these teams plays 16th at this fucking, not even a qualifier. Right? And you're one of the 6 teams that got invited to go here because of a placing that you got back then? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I just brought out Ranty Josh.
No, that's bullshit. If I was in, like, I'm just going to say it. Shane, I apologize for all the swearing at this episode ahead of time, even though we're getting near the end. But that's besides the point. The thing that I'm irritated the most about with all this is that you have 6 invited teams, right, that did well at the UGC's Halo Classic that got invited to the Invitational. Then you have Waste of a Seed. And you have other teams that have continued to compete in these online qualifiers to get seeding points that God knows what they're going to be used for, but they're still practicing. If I was one of those teams, I'd be livid. I would be livid in this scenario.
And like,
they're not getting their chance.
Right. And with Reciprocity being in that like 7th or 8th spot. That's just outside of the top 6. Sometimes you have a bad game and things go wrong, right?
Sure.
But I mean, I'm status quo being 16th. That's just
yes. Now
heartbreaking.
We've had instances where in previous weeks of this in these qualifiers, right? They started really late. Like UGC didn't plan accordingly. Teams were dropping out. All understandable, right? I would think that they got that ironed out around like week 3. I think they had it all ironed out. Where were these teams at? Like that, I know I keep looking at this 16th place for status quo. That should not be allowed. You were one of the 6 teams that are invited to compete for a lion share of $100,000 when a lot of these teams and a lot of these players never had that opportunity to do so. And it feels to me like there's a little bit of taking it for granted. Now, I don't know them. I don't know the members of that team. I can't talk a lot of shit to it. Like, I don't play at that high of a level. Okay? And what's to say that they go to this invitational and they sweep the whole thing?
Yeah.
It could happen.
It could have been yeah. I mean, it could have just been, this isn't the invitational, so we're not going to show our hand yet. I mean,
true. It could be.
It could be.
Could be. But 16th?
Yeah, I know.
Really?
That means they were out pretty damn quick.
Oh, that's bad. That is really, really bad. And the fact that, like I said, I gave mad props to Waste of a Seed and these other teams that have stuck with it week in, week out, right? Because we don't know what these seeding points are going towards. We don't. Yeah. But the fact that they have stuck it out, they have continued to practice, and they don't get that opportunity right now. Now, yes, there could be opportunities down the line. There probably will be opportunities down the line, but they don't have it now. And the fact that a quote unquote top 6 team, sorry for hitting the mic, a top 6 team gets sent to the HCS Invitational. They play 16th in this thing. Unheard of.
Now, the Optic House is back together.
Very true. I saw that too.
There's some shenanigans going on.
The pranking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is it just are they going for content and not full competitive? And they're just doing this because they're...
I mean, have you heard of, do you listen to Optic Hex podcast though?
I do not.
Okay. We talked about it when we, oh my God, what episode was that? When we talked about, the owner of that organization, did a mini interview with one of our community members. Remember that?
Yeah.
And, one of the things he talked about was, you need to be creating content. You can't just be competing, right? You need to be streaming. You need to be on YouTube. You need to be vlogging or something. You need to be doing stuff outside of the game.
Which we have seen Flame.
Correct.
Doing.
Correct. Flame Sword. Yep. And we're seeing Saiyan take a step back from competing to focus on streaming, so on and so forth. It's that, right? And you're seeing Denial, Reciprocity, these other organizations making vlogging content. And you have Optic's Vision series, which is incredible, high production value, amazing video content, right? So Optic Hex talks about that all the time. So that Optic House stuff, yeah, they need to be making content because they need to remain relevant. And yes, they're one of the biggest gaming organizations in the world, but you don't stay there if you don't keep making content. So that's what they're doing. Right.
It's one of those things where maybe they're not finding the balance.
Sure. It's something being taken away.
Right.
Right. Yeah. I completely understand.
Well, I'm just going to
16th place.
Yep. I'm curious to see how they play during this South by Southwest.
Yeah.
See what they bring. If they're on top of it and they place highly, I guess we were wrong and they were.
I will eat my words.
Yeah. But it's hard to see a team of that caliber place low in an event.
Yep. Exactly.
I'll leave it at that. We do have a couple more tournaments to talk about. Let's finish this up.
Take it away.
St. Lee's, or I should say St. Lee's Halo 3 1v1 tourney results. Streamer and competitor S. St. Lee held a $400 Halo 3 1v1 tournament this past weekend that featured over 50 competitors. The tournament was a best of 3, Slayer based with a score to win of 15 on Guardian. We posted the top 8 below as well as the bracket for you. This was all found over at noobcombo.com. check out Saintly broadcasting regularly over this on his Twitch channel. So here we go. First was Gun Type, taking home $250. Second was Tusk, taking home $100. Third was Frugal Rocket, $50. Fourth, Magnitude. Magnitude. Thanks. Fifth through eighth, iPad a win. Nice. Hydrogen, Astrosaurs, and Kyle.
You really like that play on Padawan, don't you?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Little Star Wars reference for you.
Next up, we have the AGLA, the American Griffball League of America.
Thank you.
Weekly match results. We Respect Hose won over Paradox Warriors 5-1. Paradox Warriors forfeit win over Necrobonk. Necrobonk did win over Collateral Damage due to forfeit. TBD over Team Ninja 5-1. SML8 All-Stars plus Kazink over Team Ninja 5-0. TBD forfeit win over Necrobonk. Collateral Damage over TBD 5-2. Our Lady Tuna over Team Ninja 5-1. We Respect Hose with the Z over Team Ninja 5-0. Our Lady Tuna over Shadow Realm 5-2. SML8 All-Stars plus Kazink over Rooster Bucks to Blow 5-2. Ways to Fail over Shadow Realm 5-1. Straight Griffin over Our Lady Tuna 5-4. Close game. And Rooster Bucks to Blow forfeit win over Stat Patters United. But wait, there's more. Shadow Realm.
I was like, wait, you sound like you're stopping there. What?
Shadow Realm. Forfeit win over Stat Patters United. Way to Fail over Lumbridge White Knights 5-2. Straight Griffin over Paradox Warriors 5-0. Paradox Warriors forfeit win over Stat Patters United. TBD forfeit win over Stat Patters United as well. Straight Griffin got a forfeit win over Necrobonk. Never Let Go, forfeit win over Necrobonk as well. And Rooster Bucks to Blow won against Paradox Warriors 5-0. That's all we got.
Lots of tournaments.
Lots of tournaments. Lots of discussion in there.
Yes. Lots of controversy happening over in the competitive Halo realm. Go figure, right? It wouldn't be a fucking week without controversy in competitive Halo.
It's the norm now. It's just the norm.
It is. I wish it wasn't. Okay. We've made it, though. It is time for the HCS Invitational preview. So this isn't a typical competitive Halo event, right? There's a little bit extra. Little dibble dabble, some extra stuff's happening over at South by Southwest. Let's talk about it. So here is the event information from the Halo Waypoint article, and I quote, "It's time for some Southern charm." On March 15th through the 17th, the Halo Championship Series takes center stage at the iconic South by Southwest for the first official HCS event of 2019. The HCS Invitational South by Southwest pits the top 6 teams from UGC's Halo Classic in a double elimination tournament to prove who is the best of the best. Partnering with South by Southwest for this 3-day experience, the HCS Invitational will host a total of 4 tournaments. Things kick off with the Microsoft Store Tournament 2v2 Throwdown. Then we'll see a 16-player big team battle showcase, a legendary rivals match, and finally the 4v4 Halo 3 tournament that awards its winner with the lion's share of the $100,000 prize pool. It'll be a show unlike anything we've done before, so be sure to get your tickets or tune in. The broadcast times on Mixer and Twitch include Friday from 12 to 8 Central Time, 10 to 6 p.m. Pacific Time, Saturday 12 to 8 Central Time, 10 to 6 Pacific Time, and Sunday 12 to 5 Central Time, 10 to 3 Pacific Time. Moses also put out a tweet with a bunch of other times for other time zones. Check it out. How about that 4v4 tournament? Well, we're getting the best of the best for this event, and what better way to keep up the momentum from the Halo Classic than to get these top teams back on main stage, including Tox, Denial, Reciprocity, Lux, GMS, and Status Quo, who placed 16th at the last $1,000 qualifier from UGC. That part was not included in the article. That was ad-lib. These 6 teams will battle through a double elimination bracket with the top 2 seeds and Halo Classic Grand finalists Tox Gaming and Nile beginning their run in the second round of the bracket. Exhibitions and show matches. the Microsoft Store 2v2 Throwdown. The pros are taking sides, having battled their way through Microsoft Store tournaments on January 27th and February 24th. 4 lucky players will get the chance to represent their region and compete for a $5,000 prize pool with pro Halo players as their teammates. The competition starts soon, so be sure to check out. Well, that's irrelevant now because the players have already been chosen. Next up, the Rivals Show Match. Snipedown and Lethal are taking their rivalry to the next level. Random selection will determine which Halo game and game type the 2 teams will face off in. So there's no telling what we'll see during this rivalry-fueled showdown with a twist. And how about that big team battle bonanza? Big team battle meets the main stage. Stay tuned for more details on scheduling, competitors, gameplay, and more. Hopefully that information comes soon, considering we're less than a week away from this tournament. You want some spectator tickets? Of course you do. Will and I won't be there, but maybe you can. The HCS Invitational is the first official HCS event of the year, and South by Southwest will play host to the very best teams in competitive Halo. Experience the intensity and the clutch moments of Halo esports while enjoying all South by Southwest has to offer. Want to compete in the FFA? Anyone who attends is eligible to compete. And here's a tweet from Tashi, and I quote, "The $5,000 free-for-all will take place across all 3 days of South by Southwest to allow for as many players on site to jump in as possible. Friday and Saturday are qualification, with Sunday being the finals. If you qualify on Friday, you don't have to qualify again on Sunday." There you go.
I mean Saturday. I think he meant Saturday.
Did he?
Well, why would you Sunday's the finals.
That's true. Probably he meant Saturday. Will, do you want to know about some talent that we got going on at the show?
Who's going to be there?
Lottie and Fallout are going to be the desk and stage hosts. Then you got Nighty Night as an observer, and you got the casters Golden Boy, Walshy, Onset, and Bravo. Hey, Will.
Yeah.
Are you going to put the soundbite in?
Sure.
Then it's time for some roster recap. Roster recap. How about some Tox Gaming? We got Royal 2, Snakebite, Lethal, and APG. You got Denial Esports with Straight Sick, Aries, Shayla, and Commonly. You got Reciprocity with Snipe Down, Roy, Lunchbox, and Ola. You got Lux Gaming with Gilky Cloud, Demon D, and Booba Doo Boo. You got Status Quo with Flamesword Neighbor, Assault and Ace, who took 16th. You got GMS with Goofy, Gabriel, Fantasy, and Eco.
You're not letting that 16th placing go.
Fuck no, I'm not. That's
right.
going to stay until this tournament happens. Mark my words. And if you don't recall, you will have noticed that on Tox Gaming, Royal 2 is now back on that team in place of Eco, and Eco is on GMS in place of Zerka. Therefore, Zerka is not this tournament, unfortunately. Before we get into our predictions, I just want to quickly state, as with every major tournament, we have a watch and listen along in our Discord. We watch the tournament together. We talk about it together. Join the Discord. Be a part of that conversation. We would love to have you there. It's always been a fun time. And yes, my baby will be home, in which case I will make sure I have myself muted in the event that she cries. So don't worry about that.
Just go push the talk. You'll be great.
It can be great. It'll be awesome. So yeah, I can't wait. And hey, if Status Quo somehow takes first, I will eat my words and you'll all see it happen. So, Will, how about some predictions? What do you got for the event?
All right, so let's look at these teams a bit. So
hold on. Before we do the 4v4, do we want to talk about that rival showcase?
It's hard to speculate because we don't know what game mode and type it's going to be.
Hashtag Team Snipe Down.
You're rooting for Snipe Down?
Yeah.
I think
I got to go for Reciprocity. That's why he's just on that team. And yes, did the change for Lethal work out in regards to the 2016 Halo World Championships and him going to CLG instead of staying on EG? Yeah, it worked out. Am I still upset about it? No. But I want Snipe Down to get his revenge on this.
Sure. No, I think Lethal's going to he's the better player.
I wonder what their teams are going to be though.
I think it depends. I think it can be like a 2v2, a 4v4. Yeah. I think it all depends on what happens. I think it's going to be it's just going to be a fun event to watch.
Yep.
There's no real beef there. It's just kind of playing it up and just.
I'm telling you, I want when the first pick comes for who's on whose team, and it's like a 2v2, I want Snipetown to just look across and be like, Lethal, I want you on my team. So like, let's put our rivalries aside and let's just play a match together. I'm just kidding. It's obviously not going to happen.
Snipetown's going to take Snakebite first.
Just take his teammate away from him like that?
That'd be great.
Oh my god. That'd be amazing. We have Tox without Lethal.
It's Tox. So Tox takes, or Lethal takes all of Reciprocity. Snipetown takes all of Tox.
That'd be so funny. That'd be so amazing. Holy shit.
It would be funny.
All right. The 4v4.
4v4.
The 4v4.
So Eco goes to GMS.
Yes. Eco went to GMS.
Royal 2
got back on Tox.
Back on Tox.
Yep.
Now, at the last event, we saw GMS have a close series with Lux.
Yes.
I think them adding Eco
huge
puts them above Lux at this point.
Huge. Yep.
So here's what I'll say. In 5th/6, I hate to do it because I love Lux Gaming and I love what they've been doing.
Uh-oh.
But Lux and Status Quo in 5th/6.
So you're putting Status Quo down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing it. They're
okay.
5th/6, Status Quo, and Lux Gaming.
I better not get shit for that place, for that keeping on that 16th place finish.
Next, Reciprocity and GMS.
3rd, 4th?
3rd, 4th, and then 1-2, I got Denial and Tox.
Who takes first?
Tox.
You think it's a repeat?
I think it's a repeat, yeah.
Okay.
I think Tox takes it. Denial has proven themselves. They're playing great. They took home that last tournament.
They did. They played phenomenal.
This is a major event, main stage. I think Tox has the advantage.
I think so too, especially with Royal 2 back on the squad too. And that's nothing against Eco at all.
No.
Like he was on that Halo 5 Splice roster. Halo World Champions.
Oh yeah.
He knows what main stage is like. He's fine.
So yeah. So Tox, Denial. I'm gonna say in 3rd.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Reciprocity and GMS. Ooh. That can really flip either way. Depending on
what do you think?
It could be a play or two. Oh, you're gonna make me choose.
Any series could be a play or two.
That's true. Just cause they are who they are, I'm gonna put Reciprocity in 3rd.
I love how we always we always place them higher than what they do. Except what was it? Shit. The last Halo 5 HCS event that took place was HCS Atlanta. DreamHack Atlanta. Was that
Sounds
the last
right,
one?
yeah.
Yeah. And I was actually right with my prediction of Reciprocity taking second in that tournament. So yeah, that was good.
Roy's kind of our boy. He's back.
Yeah, well,
he's not like on top great. I did see a clip of him
going off
with his BR, but
come tournament time.
Yeah, he's gonna be facing tougher competition.
Yep.
So I'll put Reciprocity 3rd, GMS 4th, and then 5th and 6th. It could go either way depending on who falls to who.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for this shit?
Uh-oh, what do you got?
All right, so we'll start from the bottom. In 6th place, Status Quo. Duh. Unless they proved to me otherwise, bottom of the barrel. Next up.
And now, when you say bottom of the barrel, they are top tier.
No, they're great talent. They're professional players. Yes. They're obviously great. I hope people realize that.
Well,
I'm giving them shit for taking it 16th in this qualifier that we don't know what it's going to be used for later on. But like the fact that you make 16th, come on.
Oh.
Yes, you're 6th place in my heart right now. Okay, in 5th. In 5th place, Team Reciprocity.
I was scared to do it, but
You and I are both on the same wavelength here. It's they haven't proved it yet. Like that last Halo 5 event, yes, it was a completely different team because it was Halo 5, but that they proved themselves to be what they're basically capable of in that time, right? Reciprocity have yet to prove to me that they're the top, right? So yes, I'm finally going to put my brain ahead of it all now instead of my heart, and I'm going to put them at 5th. Do I want them to take a better placing? Yes. I would love for them to win the whole thing. I have a fucking jersey. But I'm going to put my mind ahead of my heart in this case, and I'm putting them at 5th. 4th place. Oh, shit. 4th place, I'm putting GMS. Do I think I'm agreeing with you right now, okay? Do I think that they're better than Lux at this moment? Yes. But I think with the caliber of player that you have on Lux, and the fact that I know Demon D wants it badly, and I said it before during the Halo 5 tournaments that he did, and look where we got with that, but I do believe that they're gonna be better at the tournament than GMS. So, 6th is status quo, 5th is reciprocity, 4th is GMS, 3rd is Lux. Okay? Again, because of the caliber of player that is there, and the fact that they've been able to, I think, gel a lot more, and the fact that they've stuck together. It's a big thing. Yes, GMS picked up Eco. That can be huge. But I'm a fan of consistency. Consistency to me wins tournaments. Will, you and I have seen week in, week out roster mania where teams get a placing that's one below or whatever that they didn't want, and lo and behold, they shake up the whole thing. Why? Why not test the waters? It was one fucking event. Okay? Learn from it and move on.
Did they say when that lethal and snipe down thing is taking place?
Obviously can't be during the 4v4 stuff.
Well, I know.
I have no idea. They did not say.
If it's like early morning on Sunday before the 4v4 kicks off.
Yeah, before the grand finals.
I mean, that could kind of shake up things.
With practice?
With practice and being confident in what you're feeling that day.
But at the same time, you don't know what game they're playing.
That's true.
And aiming's completely different on each one, as we've talked about.
Which could throw them off even more.
It could.
Switching between games.
Hence why I'm more happy with my 5th place.
I know, now I'm starting to second guess that for reciprocity.
I mean, the same thing could happen to Lethal. I mean, they've been playing these games for years.
That's true.
So who knows? But we'll just have to wait and see. Okay. So there you go. I'm putting Lux above GMS in this scenario because of consistency. And therefore, now yes, but Josh, Reciprocity's had the same team for the longest time too. Why aren't they placed higher? Because they're just not as good. Okay, moving on. Top 2. Yes, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take Denial in 2nd because I think they can take 1st. But that Tox roster, man, that thing's scary. And when they're hitting on all cylinders, they're the scariest thing you could ever go up against. So I'm going to remain with consistency. I'm going to take Tox 1st place, Denial 2nd.
Yeah, I think Denial has a great chance to take it.
Yes.
But yeah, it's hard to bet against Tox at this point.
Yes.
There's not a lot of teams to go over here.
No, there's not.
We usually have a longer pre-show.
Well, I mean, like it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got 6.
We already know who's taking 6th place in this tournament. I'm kidding. I really have no idea. Like I said, they could easily come in and sweep the whole thing. We just don't know. But based off what I've seen, come on. Based off what I've seen, I think that's what I've got. And obviously, I would love for Reciprocity to win the whole thing. I think Denial has a strong shot to win the whole thing. So, like we talked about with GMS picking up Eco, that can be huge. They could take the whole thing.
Yeah, it could flip their, and different players just gel or vibe together differently.
Exactly.
So,
and I've yet to feel as though status quo have hit that stride. Honestly.
Sure.
Like when I watched them scrim, I didn't feel like there was too much communication going on.
Wasn't enough cohesion.
Yeah, I just didn't feel it.
All right. So those are our predictions.
What are yours?
Yeah, we have a Discord, like we've talked about many times.
Yes.
We have a tournament discussion
We do.
section. Go put your predictions in there. And then again, in that Discord, we have our watch and listen along during the entire event. It's great. It's fun to watch and actually communicate with other people who are doing the same thing rather than sitting at my desk watching it and just, oh yeah, okay, that was cool.
Now you get to be like, oh, hey, yeah, that was cool to other people.
Yeah. Rather than texting Josh about it and getting a response like 30 minutes later. Oh yeah.
You're welcome. Sorry. My bad.
I'm just playing. But yeah, that's it. So we both have talks on top.
Yes. I think this is... Yes. Yep. Yeah. And with that preview for the HCS Invitational out of the way, I think it is time we move on to some shoutouts. First and foremost, shout out to Go Sayame on his quote-unquote new job. So, I didn't see this at first, and frankly, I forgot if we ever talked about it on the show, but something that I completely either missed or we did talk about and I forgot, Go Sayame, who was a broadcaster, was a player in competitive Halo, he's done it all. He actually works now at EA as the competitive systems manager for Battlefield and Apex Legends.
Crazy.
That's awesome. I saw a tweet, like somebody tweeted at him, like talking about people cheating, and he responded. I'm like, wait, whoa, what? And I went to his Twitter profile and found that out. So congratulations to Ghost. That's awesome. Shout out to Marco Owns Your Face on the HaloSpawns.com recommendation. So now for anybody for anybody that may have recommended this site to me previously, I apologize for completely forgetting. But Mark, thank you for sending me a DM on Twitter, on Discord about this. So a couple weeks ago, our topic was competitive merit within video games, right? And I talked about how I really don't like the spawn system in Halo 1 because I feel as though you get spawn killed more often in Halo 1 than in other Halo games, specifically like Halo 3, right? So he sent me the link to HaloSpawns.com, and this website goes stupidly in depth on the spawning mechanics in Halo 1 and actually how competitive they actually are. And if you make a wrong move, you can set things up for your team perfectly. Check out that link. It opened up my eyes to a greater scenario, and it made me realize that the spawn systems, while I still think they're semi-flawed because it could just be on my teammates' behalf or whatever, but that is really, there's a lot that goes into that system. A lot. So yeah, check it out. Next up, happy birthday to Saiyan. It's his birthday today, the day we record this episode. So happy birthday to him. And then I just want to give a special shout out to other fantastic Halo podcasts around the internet. So these include Podtacular, where the next episode will feature a guest from Team Respawn to talk about Halo Wars 2. Podcast Evolved, where the latest episode includes a deep dive on the Bonnie Ross IGN interview. Europa Halo, Nightfall GG monthly podcast. That's right, Europa Halo is doing a monthly podcast, and next week's topic is all about MCC and Halo Infinite. Episode 1 is out now, so make sure and give it a listen. Halo Conversationalists, with first a shout out to Silver on the 10,000 subs on YouTube, and second, you can check out their most recent episode where they talk about everything Halo. The Drunken Halo podcast, which after a good break, the boys are back. You can check out the latest episode where it talks about what they have been up to along with the competitive Halo discussion. And HCS Weekly, where the next episode will feature an interview with Walshy himself. And finally, Gaming Under Fire, the Bad at Halo show guys have transformed it into a full-blown video game podcast. You can tune in the latest episode for lots of gaming goodness. So shout out to you guys. Keep doing what you do. We love what you're making. Will, that's it for the shoutouts. What do we got for the community creations?
As always, there's me Monday on Reddit.
Monday?
I was about to include Monday and Reddit into like Monday.
Red Day?
Yeah, why not? Me Monday over on Reddit. Go check it out. We have the top Halo clips. Week 7 winner announced. Congratulations to at Fusion C. Fusioncy? Sure. For not only shotgunning his way to a kill apocalypse and successful base defend, but also a well-deserved $25 Xbox gift card. Try not to spend it all. Spend all of your credits at once, Spartan. Winky face. Start submitting for week 8.
Do it up. So
Next-
many great clips.
Next, we have Halo 5 movie announced by Calibrins. So here we go. Over on Twitter, I'm ready to announce what I've been working on with @NoMediaPlayer. Halo 5 Part 1, The Hunt, depicts the events of Halo 5 from Osiris's POV and will be shown at... Why are you giving me all these weird... At Genshiken Yukon on the 16th of March at 3 p.m. Central CAT? What is that?
Is that Canadian time?
Canadian? Oh, maybe. It will be premiering on YouTube after the event. Art by @NoMediaPlayer. He goes on.
I think it was CST. Oh, wait, no. Nope, he put CAT in the next tweet. Go ahead.
Just a reminder that Halo 5 Part 1, The Hunt, is live on YouTube premiere at 9 p.m. CAT or 2 p.m. CST. This part is following Osiris during the events of Halo 5 and casts the events in a new light. If you have an hour to kill this Saturday, drop in here. YouTube link is provided. It's essentially a game movie, but there's a lot more to it than that. I tried to translate the events of Halo 5 to the film medium by re-recording the ways events are shown and the order they are depicted. This helped better suit the medium and the story I wanted to tell.
I'm excited.
So we recreated basically Halo 5 into a gaming movie.
A movie film, yes.
So we'll see.
And I think Part 2 is in April. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to play 4 and 5 and then jump into these once I get the story.
Yes, we do, Will.
So here we go. Halo Twitch clips. 12, 13, and 14 editions were posted by Halo Twitch clips on YouTube. Go check out those links. We have the 2HX Advanced Movement Breakdown on Refuge by Shyway. I think that's a new jump.
Yeah, it's crazy. And there wasn't even a new jump that somebody replied to him with. Like, it was nuts. Check it out.
Next, we have Ruck's 100% 50 high hardcore montage over on YouTube. Clearly Me, Retro, a Halo 3 MCC trip jumping montage on YouTube as well.
It's fantastic.
We have a montage announcement by Ishii. Says over on Twitter, it's done. It's finally done. M9 release date, 3/23/19. Premiering on stream on that date. Specific details later. Trailer coming soon. And last but not least, we have Daily Twitter Clips Volume 2 by Scud Puddle. Another YouTube video of his showing of clips that he's recorded.
Over the week.
He's going for a year challenge, trying to post a clip every day.
He's doing great.
So yeah, it's great to see.
Great clips too. Absolutely fantastic.
And there's some good shots in there, and then there's also some good fails, which are just funny to see.
Yes, indeed. So Scott Puddle, thank you for submitting that. Will, we've got baked mac and cheese coming our way, which means it's time that we wrap up our episode of this podcast and drift off into the sunset while we wait for the HCS Invitational to start and for status quo to take 6th. But until that happens, Will, please plug the show.
You can find us on your favorite podcast services. Just search for HCS Pro Talk. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and others as well. Leave us a review and let others know about the show. Join our Discord. Link will be provided in the show notes. Join the community discussion and everything going on over there. We do have our Xbox Club and Spartan Company that just kind of sit there and do random things.
Yep.
So search for HCS Pro Talk for those. You can find us on the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Mixer. Search for HCS Pro Talk on those platforms. You'll see our lovely icon, logo, whatever you want to call it. And we also have our own eSportspedia page. Go check it out, halo.esportspedia.com/HCS Pro Talk. Josh.
Yes.
What do we got on the next episode?
On the next episode of the show. Well, actually, we've got technically 2. So on Thursday, this week, Will, on March 14th, we have our Zach from money matches, denial, other business fame. We have his interview. It'll be releasing as a separate episode. It's the first time we've ever done something like that. So stay tuned for that. You can double the HCS Pro Talk in a week. What's better than that or something better than that? And then next week, we have our HCS Invitational post show where we talk about how Status Quo got 6th place. And that's literally going to be the only thing in the episode. It'll be a minute long. That's it. We have the intro. We have our sound bites. We state that and we fucking cut.
Welcome to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo Esports podcast. Status Quo took 6 this week, and we're out.
It'd be fucking amazing. Okay, guess what? Before we actually head out, I have something for you.
Oh boy.
It's time for COD and other games to watch.
What do you got?
Call of Duty World League Fort Worth. Their next tournament takes place the same weekend as the Invitational.
Okay.
In other words, if you don't want to watch Status Quo get 6th place, you can go watch that. And that does it for COD and other games to watch.
You just had to get it in there, didn't you?
I did. I totally forgot. I'm seeing all these tweets about Call of Duty World League, and I totally forgot that Fort Worth is taking place this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for episode 63 of HCS Pro Talk. We want to thank you very much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed. We'll be back. Well, you'll hear from us a little bit later on in this week, but we hope you stay tuned. That interview is going to be great. We can't wait for you to hear it, and we can't wait for you to hear this post show. It's going to be awesome. We can't wait for more Halo action to take place. But until then, bye-bye!